English Fairy Tale, Lyra and the Song of the Forest, Chapter 1. The Flute and the Forest. Lyra was a bright-eyed 12-year-old who never stopped humming. She believed that every melody carried a kind of magic, especially when played with heart. One sunny afternoon, her grandmother gave her an old wooden flute. "This flute once belonged to the guardian of Wildgrove Forest," Grandma said. "They say music keeps the forest alive." That night, Lyra dreamed of animals with feathers made of clouds and trees that sang lullabies. When she awoke, a single golden leaf sat on her windowsill. The forest was calling. Chapter 2. The Edge of Wildgrove. Wildgrove Forest wasn't on any map. It shifted and shimmered, appearing only to those who believed in the unbelievable. Lyra followed a trail of glowing mushrooms into a realm where light bounced like laughter. A voice echoed in the leaves. "The heart root slumbers. The forest forgets. Will you awaken it, child of song?" "Yes," she whispered. "I'll try." Suddenly, vines unraveled and a gate of branches opened. Adventure had begun. Chapter 3. The Thunder Griffin. Deep in the woods, clouds rumbled low. There, on top of a cliff, perched a thunder griffin, half lion, half eagle, with wings that sparked with lightning. "Who dares disturb my nap?" it growled, shaking thunder into the air. "I'm Lyra," she replied, trembling, "and I need your help." She played the flute, and the notes danced into the sky. The griffin blinked, and its fierce feathers shimmered with joy. "You played true," it said. "I shall lend you flight." The griffin carried Lyra to a hidden grove where the trees had faces and whispered dreams. There she met Thalia, a glowing dryad with ivy in her hair and eyes like dew. "The heart root is fading," she said. "The collector is stealing the magic." Lyra listened to the trees whose voices were growing faint. "We must reach the singing stones before the silence spreads." Chapter 5. The Moss Dragon. As they journeyed through the boglands, Lyra heard giggling from beneath a rock. A tiny moss dragon, about the size of a cat, rolled into view. He was green, fuzzy, and sneezed glitter. "I'm Mip," he chirped. "I like shiny things and snacks." Despite his size, Mip was clever. He guided them through tangled roots and trickling riddles. At the edge of the singing stones, the forest was still. Too still. Chapter 6. The Collector's Trap. The singing stones, giant crystals that hummed with ancient power, stood silent. From the shadows emerged the Collector, a tall figure in dark robes with a cage filled with flickering lights. "They're the forest songs," Thalia gasped. "I collect what the world forgets," the Collector said coldly. "Magic has no place in the noisy now." But Lyra stood firm. "Magic is the joy in noise." She lifted the flute and played. Chapter 7. The Song Reborn. Lyra's song was shaky at first, then brave, then soaring. Every note reached a different part of the forest, waking sleepy trees, calling curious creatures, stirring starlight in puddles. Mip bounced in time with the tune. The griffin roared in harmony. Thalia sang. The collector dropped his cage. Lights burst free and swirled around Lyra, lifting her gently into the air. The heartroot tree, far in the center of the forest, began to glow. Chapter 8: The Heart of the Forest. Guided by melody, Lyra and her friends reached the heartroot tree, a towering trunk of green crystal and golden bark. It had stopped beating. Lyra knelt. "I believe in you," she whispered. She played one last melody, soft, slow, and full of love. A single leaf unfurled, then another, and then a heartbeat. Badun. The tree pulsed, magic surged, wild groves sang. Chapter 9: Homeward Song. When Lyra returned home, the flute was warm in her hands. Wildgrove no longer shimmered out of sight. It flourished. Birds sang with more color. Wind carried laughter. Children who believed could now enter. Magic had returned. And in every breeze, in every branch, the forest whispered her name. The end.